You are listening to the Workbench After Hours podcast. This is a podcast dedicated to the Second Amendment, where we talk about firearms, everything going on in the gun community, and we even try a different whiskey every week.
This week's episode of 101, we talk about basic cleaning and maintenance of firearms. And as we're doing this, we're drinking Wild Turkey 101.
Welcome back to another episode of the Workbench After Hours podcast. And since this is episode 101, we decided we would go with that theme this episode. So as Chris said in the intro, we're going to be talking about cleaning and maintenance of your firearms, kind of a 101 basics. There's a lot of new gun owners out there now, which is awesome. So we're going to be talking about that. And we found the perfect whiskey for this episode, which is
Wild Turkey 101. So on the back of this lovely bottle, it says that it is aged for 6 to 8 years in American oak barrels with extra char for deep character. They bottle it at 101 proof, and it reaches its full complex flavors of caramel, vanilla, and toffee and spice. And I guess it's a high rye content is what they say.
Well, off the bat, it smells like whiskey.
Yeah.
I get a lot of vanilla, caramel.
Yeah, you get a lot of that.
Vanilla caramel straight up front. Yeah. Kind of a dark amber color. Maybe a little bit of spicy notes.
Oh, I smell spice.
Yeah.
Spice with the proof.
You know, it's funny with that proof, though. It doesn't, like, to me, I'm not getting like, oh my God, this is 101
Yeah,
proof.
it's not like burning your nose, but you can tell it's there.
Yeah.
So it's kind of subtle, but you get a lot of those flavor notes. So.
Yeah. All right. Let me know what you...
Man, it's been a while.
This is the first I've ever tried a Wild Turkey 101. We had the rare breed.
We loved that.
Yes, that was really good.
I bought their single barrel not too long ago. Rare breed.
And SLB Drinks, one of the guys, loves Wild Turkey.
They both love Wild Turkey products, I've noticed. Because Russell's is, I think, a Wild Turkey product.
Is it?
I think so.
How much was this bottle, did you say?
25 to 32 bucks.
Okay, so not bad at all.
No.
So I definitely feel the burn now.
Yeah.
I mean, a couple times, other whiskeys, takes a minute, takes a couple drinks to get that burn. You kind of get that
right away.
Right away. Kind of going with sticking to the vanilla caramel notes, and then you get like the oaky,
Spice.
I would say baked spices afterwards.
I get a little bit of like a kind of like a sweetness to it, like almost like a honey note to it.
Yeah.
Or it could, and then I definitely get the vanilla caramel and then charred oak spice.
You get any cinnamon?
Not really.
Okay. I don't know. I just know on their website, aroma, vanilla with cinnamon and oak. So I definitely got the vanilla and oak, cinnamon. Actually, now that it's sitting on my tongue,
You can kind of get it.
Kind of picking up the cinnamon now.
Yeah.
Not because I read that, and I'm like, but no, I'm sitting here like it's starting to make your tongue tingle a little bit.
That and like a fruit. You get a fruity note on there too. I don't know what it is.
So taste, they say a hint of sweet up front with vanilla and caramel notes, oak and baking spices in the middle. Definitely get that. And then the finish is a bold signature Wild Turkey spice and orange peel.
That's what it is.
Getting that orange peel?
I'm getting the orange peel.
All right.
And it like lingers there.
Yeah.
It like coats the tongue.
Yeah. It's not like the one that we tried, that tin cup tenure where it just goes away.
Yeah.
This one actually
Coats it.
which I kind of like.
I do. Like I noticed that with the Jack Daniel's tenure, it like coats it too.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm starting to like that because you're getting that flavor profile more.
Yeah, you start getting different flavors the longer it sits.
Yeah.
And it's not just like you get one quick flavor and then bam, you're done. So I've always been hesitant to try this just because it is a cheaper bourbon, and I don't know, I just feel like to me it would be like a bottom shelf. But
Yeah, I don't know.
after trying it,
I mean, it's got a lot of flavor.
yeah,
The heat's there. Like this is going to be good for this week when it's freaking freezing and snowing.
yeah, yeah. That's why you're like, oh, you could keep this bottle here. I'm like, man, I don't know if I'm going to drink it, but now actually trying it, it's
I don't drink
bad.
it that much. I'm still like Russell's is my go-to.
And that price point,
I mean,
wouldn't
it's
care
great.
if somebody mixed it.
Yeah.
Because,
Yeah, I mean, it's not bad. Like
Yeah.
I had it a couple months ago. I bought a bottle of it just to try because I kept SLB drinks.
Yep.
And I was like, but they like the higher proofs I've noticed. So
Yeah.
I'm more like the 90 to 100 range.
Yeah, this is better than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah. I told you it had a lot of flavor.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that burn. But I also didn't do it on the rocks. I just straight up shot it. I bet on the rocks it'll calm it down a little bit.
Oh, yeah. And probably definitely bring out the
more flavor tones.
the vanilla, caramel.
Yeah.
Kind of get rid of some of that.
Spice.
Yeah. All right. So we'll try it on the rocks and see how she goes.
Yeah.
So, Wild Turkey 101 for episode 101. How fitting was that?
That was great.
So, not a whole lot of crazy stuff going on in the gun news that we haven't already talked about.
Well, have you been following the Texas stuff
What Texas
with
stuff?
suppressors?
No, I have not.
So it's been popping up all over my YouTube lately.
Okay.
So I guess Texas submitted, you know how we have the Kansas only, but they're trying to eliminate it as an NFA item completely in this bill.
That would be amazing.
Yeah, and I was like, if this happens and passes, everyone should copy it. So, like, Texas is going through the process right now.
Might have to move to Texas.
Yeah, just for that.
Yeah. I mean, that would be, like we've said on multiple podcasts, there's no reason a suppressor should be on the NFA.
Yeah.
It's honestly protects your hearing, and that's about it.
Yeah.
You can't go James Bond and silently kill people because it's not like
Silent
that.
golden gun in a video game.
Yeah. I still wear hearing protection when I shoot suppressed.
Yeah.
Because it is still loud. I mean, you got the action and everything, and I probably don't need it, but, I got tendonitis and my ears are sensitive anyway.
Yeah, it's bad when you're sitting in a room with other people with tendonitis. You're like, do you hear that ringing too? Is it just me or is it actually my tendonitis?
Yep. Nope. I'm just like, it's probably my tendonitis.
Yeah.
It's super bad, especially in my right ear. Ugh.
Yeah.
All I hear is ringing. It sucks. I wish I could know what it's like to just hear silence.
I don't know.
I don't even remember what silence sounded like.
Mine like turns on and off randomly. Yeah.
Nope. Mine's just always there.
And then like
constant.
certain frequencies will just trigger it and it'll be there for until that frequency changes. But yeah, it's like on off randomly throughout the day.
It's not fun.
No.
But, well, yeah, that'd be kind of cool if they did that.
Yeah.
I haven't been following that. And that's just at a state level then, right?
Yeah. And I think they're trying to take it all the way up. So hopefully if that happens.
If we get the correct president in office this next election coming up this year, maybe. We'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously new year, new gun laws. The one in California where they're trying to prevent you from concealed carrying in like every public place.
Yeah.
There's still some judgments going on that, but a judge ruled that can basically go in effect. So that rule is in effect right now in California, even though there's some ongoing stuff. Until a decision is made that it is unconstitutional, that law actually went into effect. So you basically can't conceal carry in most public places in California right now, even if you have a permit.
Weapons. Because if so, everyone carries a knife,
Right? I would assume just guns.
What about air horns?
Because we still have guns, so they're not coming after our knives yet. That'll happen after they ban all the guns that they want to, and then they're like, oh, well, that didn't stop crime, so now we're going to go after knives.
Yeah.
Kind of like
Zombie
we just did
knives.
last week, UK.
Yep.
Yeah, that's so stupid.
Ridiculous.
I'm actually excited. I think I ordered it. Well, because I finally ordered my Springfield Hellcat Pro that I've been waiting on, and I actually ordered an Eclipse holster for it and a dump tray just because I wanted to have something to put all my knife and gun and wallet and all that stuff in one spot. So interested to see that. I went with like a solid color instead of, I really like that, the We the People.
Yeah.
Gave my dad that holster, but I wanted, there's like it's called Springfield Brown or something like that. It looks kind of cool, especially in their stock photo. They had a picture of it. So I'm like, I like that. I'm going to go with that. So excited to get that in. But I also ordered another pocket knife.
Yeah.
Ordered the Kershaw Leak Random. Because Kershaw Leaks are like supposed to be like one of the best, most popular EDC kind of pocket knives. They're like 3.5-inch blades, I think, like that, and semi-automatic. So there's like a spring assist to fling it open. But for the longest time, it was they just had like one blade, but then they came out with this random version where it has like a kind of a different edge.
Yeah.
So you can use it for more things. So got that. So I'm pretty excited for that to come in with my, it should be delivered with my Hellcat Pro.
That'd be awesome.
So yeah, I can't wait to get those in with the Eclipse holster gear. I'll be set.
Yeah. Dump tray.
Yeah.
I've been looking at those. I really like the like old school, like, I don't know, traditional like tattoos ones they got. I've been thinking about buying a whole set.
Yeah, unfortunately, they have a lot of cool designs, and it's hard to just pick one.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm like, that's cool, and then they'll match. And
Yeah.
they had a sale 2 days ago when I ordered that for New Year's Eve, 24% off. So I'm like, well, hell,
Yeah.
gotta do that.
Yep.
Yeah, and then at some point, my anodized red upper lower handguard kit, and I got the buffer too, that color too.
Oh man.
I cannot wait until that comes. I'm hoping it's as good as that anodized red that they did several years ago for Valentine's Day,
Yeah.
because that was awesome.
Yes, it was.
So waiting for some cool stuff. Then I gotta figure out how I'm gonna build that one, because it's like I got 223.556. I got a 300 blackout. Do I want to just do another?
458 SOCOM. Go big.
I gotta see how readily available that ammo is first.
It's a big round.
Yeah.
I was looking at building one a while back just to be different, but
I was hoping that they would have their pistol caliber carbine receivers in that color, because I really want to build one for 9mm, but they only had the AR platforms available in that color. So worst case scenario, I just throw a cheap 5.56 barrel in there for now, and I can always swap that out.
Are you gonna do like all red furniture with it?
No,
So matches?
I'm gonna do black. I like the contrast of the black and red. That's what I did on my other one.
But just flat red. Just
yeah, that's a lot of red though.
yeah, it is.
We'll see. But I with the buffer tube being that red color too, I want to see how that is.
Yeah.
I did black on the other one I did, and so it should be pretty cool. Or maybe, I don't know, come up with a different color other than black.
Do blue, anodized blue.
KU colors.
Yeah, rock chalk.
Yeah, but then you got to find a grip and stock that's that color, or paint them somehow.
I'm sure it's probably got a full kit out there.
Yeah. Or I'm just gonna go black for now.
Yeah.
Put it up on the wall once we get it look real cool, make it stick out.
Yeah.
So we got too many flat darker things up there right now, so maybe swap it out. Add some color and pop to the background, just like we did with that awesome Don't Tread on Me
Yep.
coffee mug that is apparently making us a
Terrorist
red
group.
flagged that we're terrorists or militia group to the FBI, but
Oh well.
whatever. So lots of new gun owners out there, which is awesome.
Yep.
And a lot of people don't realize that, or maybe they do and don't know how to do it, but you need to maintain your firearms.
Yep.
And that is just your normal cleaning and maintenance, and just kind of keeping up on them, kind of like you would your vehicle. Obviously you keep up on your oil changes and all that stuff. Same thing for your firearms.
Yeah.
All right, Chris, give us the 101.
So after you go shoot, I would recommend cleaning it right away. Because if not, it's going to be a pain in the butt later to clean it.
Okay, just a quick stop. I just tried this on the rocks.
Totally changed it.
It does. It is.
Still
It's pretty sweet now, but I got a lot on that back end.
spice still.
A lot of no, I'm getting more of the cinnamon flavor.
Really?
Have you tried it?
Yeah, I just tried it and I still get the spice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know it's just gotten the upfront is super sweet now. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I mean, shooting and then immediately cleaning your guns.
We'll try to do it after you're shooting.
It's good practice.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say you're going to have a lot of people that say, well, I haven't cleaned my gun in 200,000 rounds or something like that.
Yeah.
But personal preference.
Clean after your shoot.
Yeah. But here's how we kind of figure it is you spend a lot of money on guns. So you want everything to last longer and also look nice and be ready to go when you need it. So I would rather have a clean gun that is, my conceal carry. I'm going to go shoot it, make sure it likes the self-defense ammo that I'm using and everything like that. But also I'm going to take it home and clean it, freshly lubricate it. And then that way I know nothing's going to stop that gun from running as it should.
Yeah.
No carbon buildup or anything like that. No gunk that got in there that I can't see. Maybe if you do carry a lot, clean it every now and then, even if you don't shoot. So that way there's no lint or stuff like that in there.
That and like some of your oils on your hands can cause problems with certain things. So
yeah, could cause it to rust.
yeah. So that's why I recommend just cleaning it after you shoot.
Yeah. And it's not that hard. We have a lot of videos on the channel right here. I'll post a little thing to the playlist. I have it called like Field Stripped or something like that. So if you're new and you have never cleaned or maintained your gun, you may hear it referred to as a field strip. That's basically breaking down a gun to do its general cleaning and maintenance and nothing more. You could take a gun down all the way to remove all the springs, detents, all this stuff, but it's usually not necessary. You can just remove like a pistol, take the slide off the frame, and then with the slide, you take out the recoil spring, guide rod, and then the barrel.
Yep.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah, and clean it, get a little toothbrush. I know certain companies make like little, I don't know, like little kits with little pads for you to clean. They got different like, I call them Q-tips for your, and they got different sizes depending on what round, and they're round specific for that gun. So sometimes it's good to have those, like especially I know on the AR, it's hard to get something down there where you're pulling your bolt carrier group out. So it's nice to have like long Q-tips, even though you're going to use a buttload of them.
Right.
But it's nice to get down there and really clean that area, because that is where a lot of the action's going and happening, and you're getting blowback. So
yeah, and if you don't know like what to get, all the things you need, there are kits out there that's like, whether you're a pistol, shotgun, or rifle, they have kits of every basic thing that you need to clean that gun. So I would recommend starting there and then practicing with that stuff. And then you'll kind of learn about other things and different ways to clean things and other options out there. And then you can go buy those things down the road. Luckily, stuff to clean your gun is super cheap, not very expensive.
Yeah, until you start getting to like ultrasonic cleaners and things like that.
Yes, which I got.
Yeah.
I only got the sonic cleaner to clean my gun back here that shoots suppressed, because shooting a gun suppressed,
all that back
it
pressure,
gets so dirty. It's crazy. So putting it in a sonic cleaner, that helps break up that stuff real quick. And then if you've ever cleaned cosmoline off metal parts, it sucks. So I just stuck all those in a sonic cleaner, and 'cause I used to do boil water and use steam to melt it off, and then like simple green and all this. I've tried every method, and then I'm like, you know what? I have a sonic cleaner, and that's what I use now for any metal parts that I get on a gun that is filled with cosmoline. Have you ever worked with it?
Nope, thank God.
It's got a certain smell, and it is gooey, and it gets literally over everything, and it is such a pain.
It's like anti-seize, pretty much.
Yeah.
No matter what you do, you'll always get it on you.
Yep. Yep. And it does have a certain smell.
It's like gear oil.
Yeah. So if you get into those curio and relic firearms, that's when you run into cosmoline. Basically prevents rust and all that stuff for long-term storage. But most of your new guns aren't going to have that. They may have like a little bit of extra, lubrication on there and stuff. But
yeah, that, and then like finding the oil that you like, I think that just takes time though.
Yeah, you could watch 100 different YouTube videos on how to clean your gun, and 100 different people are going to have a different gun cleaner.
Yep. It's crazy.
It's personal preference. They all do the same damn thing. Honestly, at the end of the day, I personally like Ballistol, because that it's basically a cleaner and lubricator all in one, and I've just been using that stuff. You don't really see it in stores that often. If you go in the gun shops, you'll see it.
Yeah.
Buy it online. I used to buy mine on Amazon, but Ballistol has been awesome. It does kind of smell a little bit, so just be aware of that.
Yeah, that, and like a lot of those ones that are like cleaner and lubricators, they have a smell to them and like a different feel.
Yeah.
Like it almost like wants to dry out your fingertips, it feels like.
Do you have a specific gun cleaner you go with?
I use a variety of ones. I just find which one I like. Like there was like a MP7 Pro that I used. It was like a synthetic oil, It was mil spec, supposedly military veteran owned. So I tried that. Tried a couple other ones. I don't know. It just depends on my day, I guess.
Right. I have probably 10 different ones downstairs.
Yeah.
And I usually still just go straight to Ballistol.
Yeah.
Just because that's what I like. I started off with CLP and then Rem oil, and then because you could get that at like Academy. That's pretty much all they sell. But then once I found out about Ballistol, gave it a shot, liked it ever since, and that's what I use.
I think I've also used like Hobbs 7. They got like different levels, I guess, of lubricant, like 1, 2, and 3. And I got that little kit that I just bought and just to try.
Yep.
I used it on the AR. So
and there's a lot of cool little tools that come in handy. I really like the pick tools. They look like pick tools.
Yeah.
They're come in plastic or metal. I prefer the plastic just so it doesn't scratch your gun.
Yeah.
But those are super awesome for hard to get areas where, even trying to get your finger in there, you can't get in all the crevices and everything. Take a patch and use that little tool.
Yeah.
Helps you get in every little corner.
Yep.
Love those things. I break them all the time.
Yeah.
So I end up, they're like $5 for a set. So it's super inexpensive. I'll post some links to some of the cleaning stuff I use in those videos. Most of those videos, I'll kind of say, hey, this is what I'm using, why I'm using it, and all that stuff. So if you're interested in anything, check out that playlist.
And I also do recommend a pad.
Yes.
A breakdown pad, so it absorbs a lot of those oils and everything, because it will ruin a table real quick.
Oh, yes.
Or a lacquer.
Yes. If you're doing it on your dining room table, your wife will kill you.
Yes.
We specifically use TechMat. It's a brand.
Yep.
They're kind of like oversized mouse pads almost. And the cool thing about those is you combine to your gun, and a lot of the times it'll have a blown out diagram of your gun showing all the different parts and everything. So a lot of times you'll see one of an AR or AK. They have them for Springfields, Glocks, Smith & Wessons, most of your popular stuff.
Yeah, I actually bought one. It doesn't have anything on it, but it has like a little holder so you can put like your pens or springs in it so you can't lose it, or a cleaning tool, which I found very helpful.
Yep. Yeah, I use that, like all those videos I do up here, even though this is technically a workbench, put it down there. I can spray Ballistol directly on that mat, and it will not bleed through.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah, because you ruin a table pretty quick and you'll be in trouble.
And it also helps keep your table from getting scratched up or dented, especially if you're trying to press something down, and it just keeps your work area nice and your gun stuff protected.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't realize that may not have to do with cleaning, but when you go shoot, you probably are getting exposed to lead at some level. So they do make lead hand wipes to kind of help get rid of that lead that might have gotten on your hands or something like that. You'll see them at like indoor ranges and everything. Definitely recommend throwing those like in your range bag or something, so that way wash your hands off, make sure you get any of that lead off your hands, because in a lot of my cleaning videos I have people comment that I'm not wearing gloves when I'm using the cleaner.
Yeah.
Personal preference. I'm not worried about it, but
mostly like when I'm doing like a lot of with the oils and things like that, I don't like the nitrile gloves sometimes because it gets slippery in your hand.
Yeah.
And you'll drop, or especially if you got like a spring and you drop it, you're SOL, especially if you're doing it anywhere with carpet.
I've started wearing them when I use Ballistol specifically, because Ballistol kind of just
dries your hand,
kind of sticks on your hands a little bit.
Yeah.
So I'll have some paper towels and I'll just wipe off the gloves every now and then, and good to go. But personal preference if you wear gloves when you're cleaning or not.
I sometimes do and sometimes don't.
Right.
Depends on the mood.
Right.
And if I'm in a hurry.
It's just funny. There were a lot of comments on some of those videos I had.
I'm shocked they were like, you don't have eye protection on or something like that, you know?
Right. I'm sure somebody said that somewhere.
You don't have an apron on. You don't have your PPE on.
That is one thing that sucks, is though, if you have a nice shirt on and you get some gun cleaner on your shirt, it's going to stain.
Yep.
And it's kind of hard to get out.
Yeah.
That is the one thing that sucks.
So maybe buy an apron. Wear your wife's kitchen apron since she never wears it.
Right. Exactly. But if you've never taken down your specific gun, luckily there is YouTube University. Just type in your gun and there's probably going to be a ton of different videos on just either, disassembly and reassembly or the full-on cleaning process. But you can also refer to your manual. If you have a manual that came with your gun, it'll show you exactly how the manufacturer wants you to take it apart and then put it back together. It'll even tell you how to clean it, and then what areas needs lubrication.
Yeah.
Most guns don't need a whole lot of lubrication, especially like handguns.
Yeah, it's usually metal on metal contact where you're gonna lubricate.
Yeah, you'll the more you shoot your gun, you'll start seeing the wear spots on the metal parts. That's where you want to put your lubrication on. But good thing about YouTube, if you don't know how to do it,
someone else does.
Yep. So if it's not our video, maybe somebody else's.
Yep.
But maybe ours. I got so many different ones on handguns, but because I do Glocks, the Dagger, Smith & Wesson, stuff like that. It's all kind of the same thing. You know, a pistol, for the most part, is going to clean just like any other pistol. The disassembly and reassembly is going to be a little bit different depending on which one it is, but the cleaning process is basically going to be the same.
Yeah.
And I like using those brushes that you can get because especially if there's a lot of buildup or you are shooting suppressed, it really helps get some of that gunk off of there.
Yeah, I like using toothbrushes that you get from the dentist that are free usually after your checkup.
There you go.
I got an electronic one, so that's all I use. So
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, this is a great cleaning tool. Thank you very much. I use it for a lot of things.
Yep.
Even like at work, I use it for like analyzers to clean things off. It works great.
Yep. But an asterisk or a disclaimer, if you're not comfortable or think you're going to be able to do it right, seek out some help. Because if you do put that gun together wrong, it could be bad.
Yeah, it can.
So make sure that you're comfortable with doing it or reach out to a buddy that knows more about guns or even just taking it to a gunsmith. I'm sure there's some out there that will show you how to disassemble, reassemble for probably free, maybe. I don't know. But if you're not confident with it, don't do it if you don't think you're going to be able to get it put back together right, because it could be bad for you and the gun itself. So make sure you're confident with it. But again, YouTube videos will kind of show you, for the most part, how to do it, your manual.
Yeah.
But make sure you do it right.
Yeah. I mean, worst comes to worst, you can always probably take it to the gun store or whatnot, and they can help you put it back together.
And most of them, like I know the indoor range we go to, they'll clean your gun for, you know, it's not that expensive to have them clean your gun. So
which sometimes is peace of mind, clean it.
Yeah. I remember when I bought my first gun or was looking for my first home defense gun, I didn't know what I wanted. I had bought a pistol because this is the one I shot at my buddies. I'm like, oh, I want that. But then I'm like, I need something better for home defense. So I was torn between a shotgun or an AR. And I remember asking the people there, I'm like, which is easier to clean? Because that's what that's what I want. Turns out it was probably a shotgun, but ended up with an AR.
Darn.
Yeah. But get those kits. A lot of them come with, especially if you're doing a long gun, there's several different ways to clean the barrels.
Yeah.
You have the traditional rods, which are fine. I tend to bend mine a lot, and the ends break off.
Yeah, I don't like those.
They come in most of your kits that you get, and they're fine. But you have to run patches through. Then if you got a lot of gunk, then you got to run a brush through it and more patches, and it's a pain in the butt. I highly recommend a bore snake.
Yes.
Get a bore snake for whatever caliber you have, and then just use that because it is so easy. I even use that with the pistol barrels because it's just super easy. It literally takes 2, maybe 3 passes, and that's it.
Yep.
Gets it super clean.
Yeah, just spray a little cleaner in there before.
Yeah.
Sometimes I even, like with my kit, it's got like almost like a polishing dowel that you can screw onto it. Mm-hmm. So I spray that with the cleaner and I'll run the snake through it. And it just comes out and then it's black. It's like, oh, spray it off, clean it off some more, do it again.
Yep.
So,
yeah, and they make those patches, the Hoppies 9 patches that you can get. You can use cut up t-shirts, you can use paper towels, just whatever you prefer. I prefer the gun patches just because they're easier and pretty cheap. And I don't like using t-shirts that much because all the dust and stuff you get, but personal preference.
Yep.
Yeah. And it's kind of fun. Like if I take 1 or 2 guns to the range and that's all I have to clean, no big deal. But if you take like a ton of guns to the range,
your whole arsenal,
and then you come home and you're like, oh crap, no, I gotta clean all these guns. It's not like you have to clean them all right away. Nothing bad is gonna happen, but you know, it's nice to, whenever you get some free time, clean those guns.
Yeah.
Especially if you're not gonna shoot them for a while, get them cleaned up, lubricated. If you're gonna stick them in the safe and there's like a lot of metal parts, they make specific cloths with some lubricant on there. Wipe them down. Make sure your fingerprints aren't on there, and then store them. So that way, because if you do get some fingerprints on there on like some bluing, it can actually
start to pit
and rust. I've noticed that on a lot of older guns that I have some family members like, hey, I've had this revolver, and they're like, it's starting to rust and pit. I'm like, well, yeah, because you just had your hands all over it and put it away for like 3 years. And yeah. So I always, if I know I'm not going to shoot it for a long time, I wipe any metal parts down with that cloth with a little bit of oil on it and put it away.
Yeah. What else?
There's so much.
I know.
It's one of those things where you have to just get into it and then figure out everybody's going to have a different way in how they clean them and to the extent.
Yeah.
Like with me, I'm very nitpicky. I like that cloth to be clean. No black stuff coming out. Like I like my guns pristine. If you don't care, some people don't even, like an AR, won't even break it down all the way.
Yeah.
They'll just pop off one thing, get in the barrel, wipe everything down, call it good.
Yeah.
There's no right or wrong. It's just how clean do you want your gun?
Yeah, that, and then I know a lot of people that use like crazy lubricants on some of theirs.
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't ever use. I watched a video of a guy literally take his bolt for his AR, dump it into like a grease tube. Like,
really?
Yeah, and then put it back in there. He's like, this thing will never have problems. I was like, that would suck. First off, getting all that grease all over you.
Well, then once the gun heats up, that grease is going to melt.
Well, I think they use like a high temp grease, like bearing grease.
Yeah.
But I was just like, I wouldn't want to do that because it's so dirty from the get go with all the grease on it. Like maybe if you wiped it down, but still that's gonna be nasty.
Have they done any shooting videos with that?
Yeah.
And there's
no issues.
Really?
Yeah, and I'm like,
nothing gums up?
No.
Really?
I was like, what the world?
Everybody's got their own
way
to
they
do
got their own little hack or knick-knack that they do that I don't know.
Hey.
I was just like floored when I saw that. I was like, I am not doing that.
Yeah, no. But yeah, just you'll find your way and how you specifically like to clean your guns, and don't let somebody say, oh, you're not doing it right. You probably are, and they just want to do it different. There's so many different ways. Like I said, you'll watch tons of different videos, and you'll see most people do something different. They use different cleaners, even lubricants.
Yeah.
Everybody uses a different one. I really like the precision lubricator I have from like Hopkins 9. When I ran out of that, I just dumped some ballistol in there. But it's got that like needle point on it, so you can get into some really tight areas. That's definitely something to have, kind of nice to have.
Yeah, I don't know. You can go down that rabbit hole real quick on lubricants. It's bad.
Yes, and luckily they're inexpensive, so buy one if you're not too fond of it. Mm-hmm. Buy something else, and you'll notice you'll end up with like 10 different ones
pretty quickly, and then you're gonna be like, I don't need it anymore.
I have a dedicated toolbox for all my gun cleaning stuff, so it's kind of a gun cleaning / building toolbox because I got a bunch of tools in there specifically for building ARs and everything that not necessary, but makes it a lot easier.
Yeah, especially the detent springs.
Yep. So
I've lost too many of those.
Having a dedicated area to clean your guns is nice. Whether it's in a garage, in your workbench, or somewhere, just having a dedicated area.
I don't know. I find it relaxing sometimes just to sit there and clean it.
Yeah.
So throw a little bit of music on or headphones, tune out everyone.
My least favorite type of gun to clean is an AR, though.
Yeah, for sure.
Trying to get in that receiver and get everything clean inside the receiver is a pain.
Yeah.
And then you got the whole bolt.
It's almost to the point where I would rather take the barrel off completely from the upper receiver and just throw that in the ultrasonic.
Yep. Yeah, that's what I do with the suppressor behind me is I'll take, because I got the small one, so I don't have the long one.
Yeah.
So I'll have to dump it in one way and let it run, and then kind of move it around a little bit. I mean, it definitely makes a difference because if you shoot suppressed, how dirty the guns get.
I wish I had a way just to make it fast and snappy on the AR. But
or if you just drop an entire gun in a sonic cleaner,
that'd be
pull
nice.
it out and it's all done.
I wish I had a sonic cleaner like the size of this. I just boom, walk away.
Yes, I heard that at least on the bottle anyway of the stuff I use, it says not to use bare metal or like bare aluminum or something like that, because the chemical could mess.
Maybe with like it doesn't say stainless though, does it?
No,
Is it just aluminum?
I think so.
I wonder if it causes because I know certain wheel cleaners like it says for aluminum only or do not use on aluminum because it'll eat at it. The chemical will.
Maybe that's what it is.
That's probably what it is.
If it's coated aluminum, it's fine, but it said something like don't use on like bare aluminum.
Yeah, I bet it's the chemical in there eats it.
Yeah, so just make sure any of the parts I put in there aren't bare aluminum.
Yeah,
There you go. Yeah, but yeah, it's a fun process, and what I like is you get to learn your gun that way. It helps you learn your gun, how it's put together, how it works, and then when you start getting the upgrades, you kind of know, maybe hey, I'll be able to do this, or something I don't want to get into. Have a gunsmith do it or somebody, but it definitely gets you comfortable with your gun. I used to make my wife when she got her first gun, I'd make her I'd be like, oh, look, we're watching TV, not doing anything. I'd bring her gun to her and be like, all right, you got to field strip this like 5 times in a row. So she got to the point where it took her, some time to figure out how to do it. But then like after a couple days of that, she could take that thing apart, put it back together in no time.
Yeah. Some of the handguns are a pain in the butt.
Yes.
Especially the smaller ones.
They're smaller and they're new.
Yeah.
Once you get a gun broken in, it's a little bit easier.
Yeah, but if it's not, oh my God.
Yeah. Shotguns aren't that difficult to clean. Again, just getting into the receiver is kind of a pain in the butt. But one gun that's really easy is that Ruger 1022 takedown, because you literally just take the barrel off of the receiver. It makes it super easy.
So the cleaner a snake, you're done.
Yep, exactly. I love cleaning that thing. Yeah, that's officially mine now. So is that shotgun up there.
Dang.
Yeah, it's funny. If you're an FFL, but you want to keep a gun or sell a gun to yourself, you have to fill out a form 4473 for yourself.
That's crazy.
So it was weird. I was filling out the form, and then I don't have to do a background check because I have a concealed carry license, but I had to put my concealed carry license information and sign and date both areas that I'm the buyer and seller. It's really weird. But
yeah.
I'm like, this is weird. I'm filling this out for myself.
Yeah.
But
well, next time, if you think it feels weird, just put it in my name.
Right. As far as anything else, gun cleaning wise, not a whole lot.
No.
Start off with those sets and then branch out or buy individual stuff. Talk to some buddies.
Yeah.
See what they use.
If you're a big baller, just go buy an ultrasonic cleaner and put your whole gun in it.
Yep. And then just lube it up, and then you're good to go. It's fun, relaxing, kind of a pain in the ass as well.
Yeah.
Depending on how dirty the gun is and how many you have to clean.
Yeah. If you go shooting with your arsenal, have fun. It's probably going to take you a while.
Yep. I usually turn on some music in the garage. Got a heater if it's in the wintertime, and just have fun doing it. It honestly doesn't. It'll take a long time your first few times.
Yeah.
But then once you get comfortable with it, it takes you no time.
It's mostly the ARs that I found that take the longest. Handguns, you can usually knock those out really quick. It's always the AR.
Yeah. And you'll see areas like you'll see calcium buildup. It's hard to describe what that is, but it's just buildup that you'll see on the middle parts. Scrape that stuff off. Make sure you get as much of that off as you can. Any gunk and everything. Because especially if it's a gun that you're going to use for self-protection, you want that thing immaculate. And then that way when you do have to go use it, you're not going to have to worry about anything. It should work as intended.
Yeah.
Yes, which actually I probably need to go through and clean several guns just
now,
because.
Now that we're talking about it, I was like, man, I haven't cleaned them in a while. I probably should go.
I haven't shot, and it sounds bad, me being a gun owner.
Probably last time I was with you is when I shot.
Yeah, we don't shoot very often, so just because we don't like shooting indoors and we don't have an outdoor area.
Yeah, so if you're in the Kansas City area and you got an outdoor range, hey, let us know. We'll come out, shoot video, and you can be on there and everything.
Exactly. But I've had mine sitting so long that it's probably need to do at least a little wipe down or something.
Yeah, I looked at mine the other day. I opened the safe just to make sure the battery wasn't dead on the safe.
Yep.
And I was like, okay, good. And then pulled the guns out. I was like, all right, I really probably should re-lubricate you guys.
Yeah. Well, like these guns on the wall, I probably need to wipe down because I'm sure they're collecting dust sitting up there. So maybe some dog hair, give them all a nice wipe down. But yeah, there you go. Maybe once you're done, have a glass of whiskey. Wild Turkey 101.
Yeah, or do it while you're doing
Honestly,
it.
I know they say don't do stuff with guns and drink, but let's be honest, we all do that.
Yeah.
I used to drink beer. I would have a beer with it, but now it's like I'm going to have a
glass of whiskey on the rocks.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. We're all adults here.
Yep.
We're not going to judge you if you have a glass of whiskey while you're doing something with maintaining your firearms.
Nope.
As long as you don't do anything stupid and you put it back together correctly.
Yeah.
There you go.
I don't know. I feel more productive usually when I drink, which is sad.
I know.
Like if I start drinking, I'm like, oh, let's go do this, and this real quick too. And it's like, oh man, I got a lot done. Maybe I should do this more often.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
Sure, it's not. Sure, you're not on coke.
Oh, I'm sure.
Heard that's a thing too.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't tried that.
So, you have a good New Year's? We actually didn't hang out.
Yeah, no, we couldn't get a babysitter. Sucked. I did have I opened up one of my Buffalo Trace.
Yeah,
finally, and had a glass of that.
Love that stuff.
Yeah, pretty good.
Drink on the rocks, so good.
Yeah, that's what I did.
Did you guys stay up until
midnight? Had that, and then the kids had like confetti cannons. Thank you, Grandma and Grandpa, for that for Christmas.
Who got to clean that up?
They did.
Nice.
So yeah, it was not fun picking that up. We got them in a little trash sack and like, go pick it up by hand. Pick up every piece.
Yep.
I mean, it was pretty cool though, the confetti. It's like, man, I would never want to pick one of these up though after they've been disposed.
Could you imagine being part of the cleanup crew in New York City?
Oh,
God.
Well, have you seen the TikTokers or the husband and wife that do pranks on each other with that?
Oh yeah.
Like
such a mess.
Yeah, like all the foam and cannon and the dust.
A lot of it's not even just confetti. A lot of it's like
they hit you with the foam and then the cannon.
I don't know what it is, but I'm like, that is a mess.
Like whipped cream is what it looks like.
Yeah,
like a bowl of it.
Oh, no, because it's like, yeah, that's funny. You got that cool on video, but now who's gonna clean all that mess up?
Yeah,
and it probably ain't gonna be easy and
pain in the butt.
Yes, and it's entertainment for us, but
yeah. I haven't seen them do it on carpet. It's usually on their wood or tile floors, or outside.
Yeah.
But those cannons, those confetti cannons, are just everywhere.
I saw, and I'm sure a lot of people have seen the TikTok video where a girl was painting, probably a mom was painting, and her son comes up behind her while she's on the ladder and shoots her in the butt with like a Nerf gun or something. She flips out.
Yeah.
And the paint goes
everywhere,
like all over the couch and everything.
Yeah.
At that point, it's like you can't clean that up.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't matter how fast you're gonna get to that. That couch is done for.
And that kid's probably dead.
Well, then if it I've spilled paint, I had knocked over a gallon of paint on carpet before.
Oh.
That sucks.
Yeah.
You really can't clean that up.
No.
You really have to replace the carpet.
That sucks.
Yes. Yes.
Worst thing I've ever done is had to do an oil filter replacement housing because it was plastic and they needed aluminum. And they didn't put the plug in the back of the housing like they should have. They give you that separate. Well, they didn't give it to me separate, so I didn't know. I thought it was already there. Mm-hmm. Go to start the car, oil everywhere, coated the whole engine. I spent 2 days degreasing, cleaning, and pressure washing this thing. It was 8 quarts of oil.
Yeah.
I was like, no.
I know when I had that moped, I was riding around and didn't realize the cap for the oil thing fell off. And so oil was spewing everywhere as I'm riding around, having fun. And then I stop at a stoplight. I'm like, why am I smoking? And then I'm like, oh my God. I got home and then I actually got to look at it and I'm like, there was oil
everywhere.
It basically was almost empty. And luckily I stopped and found that out so I didn't ruin the engine. But then it's it was not only over the engine, it was in the wheel, the brakes, all over the body parts and everything. I'm like,
pain
and it was not that much oil because it's a smaller engine.
Yeah, but
it got over everything.
Coats everything.
So I had to literally take the whole moped apart, take off all the body panels, and it took me probably 2 days to do. It sucked.
Engine degreaser at that point. You're just that or carb cleaner, carbon choke cleaner.
Yeah, I went through a lot of shop towels.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah, that sucked. I was so mad.
Yeah, I hate when that happens.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, if you guys have any future episode ideas, let us know. If there's anybody you would like to see on as a guest, we can try and reach out to them. And need to actually do that this year. Should be a goal to get some more industry type guests on.
Yeah.
So if you guys know anybody, let us know. Have any ideas or episode topics that you want to hear us talk about and bore you with?
Yeah.
Let us know. And the best way to comment is on YouTube. Look up the YouTube video. It's on our channel, Boomstick Tactical LLC, or you can Google the Workbench After Hours podcast. We'll show up either way on YouTube. If you listen, I know a lot of people actually listen to audio only, more people so than on YouTube. So if you are listening audio only and want us to talk about something, jump on. You don't even have to watch the video on YouTube. Just jump on and comment on there, or you can shoot us an email, boomsticktactical@gmail.com. Pretty easy. Reach out.
Yeah.
Yeah, all that fun stuff. So we'll try and keep this episode slightly shorter than normal. Not try and bore you with too much cleaning maintenance, because as much as there is, it's not like the funnest, most interesting thing to talk about or hear us talk about. But yeah. Well, you already know what I'm going to say about the tactical wall panels behind us. Check out tacticalwallpanels.com for 10% off using code BST10. And with that, Chris is going to bring us into the end of 101 and soon to be episode 102 next week.
Remember, this is a YouTube podcast. Remember to like, subscribe, and tickle that bell. If you're listening on other platforms, hit that download. With that, everyone, have a good one.